If I want to find all messages that have an attachment, I could do that, and I could avoid chats. I'm just going to go ahead and create filter based on our email so that I can keep all those messages together. And as soon as I do that, it's going to say, well, what do you want to do with those messages? Do you want to skip the inbox? Now, one of the challenges that many of us face is that we have so many messages coming into our inbox that we just don't know how to handle them all. So I would recommend that you create filters for people that you interact with on a regular basis, and have those messages go into their own folder or label. Now I'm going to choose to skip the inbox and apply a label. And I can come in and use an existing label. You can see I have quite a few here. Or I can just say new label and call this Peggy. Now, since I have existing labels, I can choose to nest them. And that means I would actually put those messages underneath something. Or if I didn't want to nest Peggy, it's actually going to appear so in alphabetical order. It would probably appear right here between Microsoft and Someday. Now, what I also like to do is I like to, if this is an important person that I want to keep track of, I usually add like an exclamation mark at the front. Since all your labels are sorted alphabetically, adding that exclamation mark actually moves it to the top or pretty close to the top. Now when I click create, you'll notice that I now have a Peggy folder or a label right up here at the top. And I'm still creating my filter, and I have another option, which is also apply filter to matching messages. So if I have many emails from a person and I want those to all those to get sort of sucked into and put into my new folder or label, I'm going to click on also apply filter to matching messages and create the filter. I've now created a filter that is being applied to all my messages that are from Peggy. And so when I come over to my Peggy label, here are all the messages that I have received from Peggy. So that sort of covers how to quickly pull messages out. You can do lots of different kinds of searches. So again, you can come here and find different ways to do a search. There are also some other ways to accomplish a search. So for example, one common search that you can do is the is:(unread. And that will show you all the messages that you have not read. This can be pretty handy. Sometimes you don't want to read any of your unread messages, or you really want to work right through them. So if I want to, I can just quickly select all of those messages using this little box up here in the top left, and then use my trash can icon to delete them or to remove them. What I could also do, though, is say, you know, I don't need to read these. I just want to see what's coming in. So I could come over here and say mark as read, and these messages will no longer show up in this search. So for example, here I have 3 messages that are action TCEA. That's the label that I have applied to them. The filter is applying that label to them as they come in. They arrived on 17 October, and what I'm going to do, that's what they look like. What I'm going to do is just come in and select one of the ones that's still unread and click on this icon and watch what happens to it. As soon as I do that, it says conversation has been marked as read. And if I were to run this search again, that message is going to disappear. This one is here. This is one of 3 that was here earlier. I clicked on one to show you what the content was, and then it disappeared. Then I marked one as unread, and it disappeared. So I only have this one left here. If I wanted to, I could add another filter here to mark them as read as they came in, or not. Now, one of the things that we can also do is select all our messages and archive them. And what will happen is that all of these messages will just get dropped into my all mail, which I pointed out was down there under more. Okay, so all messages have been archived, and they're still showing on my screen because I still have this filter open. But if I were to remove that and just come down here to all mail, I could say is unread, and now here are all those messages. So that's pretty much all that is expected in the Educator Level 1 for Gmail. One tip that you may want to consider is taking a look over here at the right hand side of the screen. You'll notice that there's a little gearbox there. Right next to it, there's also a way to sort of organize your inbox, and it allows you to get what's called vertical or horizontal split. So when you're looking at your messages, you can come down here and pick a message, and it will show you that message content. And this is a pretty nice way of being able to see information on your screen. If you have a wide screen, again, you can come down here and choose an email message, and then you'll be able to scroll through it. So you just get a little bit of a cramped view there, but you know, it just depends on what the look that you want to set your inbox in. Again, you can just go back to full screen of seeing the whole list. Now, another piece is the settings. If you click on the gear, you can come down here to themes and change the look and feel of your particular inbox. And as you can see in the background, it's actually changing the colors on my screen and putting a picture or whatever that's there.